Guys, if you like Dragon Ball Hakai, today is the best day for you to subscribe to our Patreon. We started publishing about 3 pages a day of the next chapter of Dragon Ball Hakai. In addition, you will also have access to several other stories created by our team, including Dragon Ball Shinken. By collaborating with our Patreon, you help us keep Dragon Ball Hakai alive and have a lot of benefits. Become a member of our community too. The link is in the video description and in the pinned comment. I'm waiting for you there.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Gustavo and you are very welcome to the Hakai channel. Guys, it hasn't been long since the latest chapter of Dragon Ball KAKUMEI came out. This last chapter is simply incredible, certainly one of the best in this manga so far, and I couldn't resist bringing it to you. Stay with me and I'm sure you'll like it. Stay connected in the channel and let's go to the video. Hakai. If you like when we bring Dragon Ball KAKUMEI here on the channel, comment now #Dragon Ball KAKUMEI and also leave a like on the video. It is through your comments and likes that we can know whether you like it or not when we bring new content here on the channel. And also subscribe if you are not already subscribed and turn on notifications, because that way you will always know when more content from Dragon Ball KAKUMEI and Dragon Ball in general is brought here. Anyway, let's move on to the chapter now. The name of chapter 28 is Poor Reckless Saiyan, and we have this super cool illustration of Amaron, Cabba, and Vegeta as the cover. The chapter begins with Amaron stepping on Vegeta's head, recently defeated after his newly learned Omen Ultra Instinct failed. Even in the face of this enemy so powerful that it humiliates them all, Caulifla is provocative, asking if all the bandages Amaron already has isn't enough, and if he wants her to make him need more. She calls him a coward and tells him to attack people who can still fight. Amaron is somehow provoked by her words. Addressing Vegeta, he says that the Prince of Saiyans managed to surprise him, but as Vegeta can see, the victory was his all this time. Vegeta tells him to shut up and tells Amaron not to worry because he will get what's his. The response is a kick to the face of the Prince of Saiyans, who is unable to fight back. Amaron looks thoughtful for a moment, apparently dissatisfied with something. He then says that it would be very easy to just kill Vegeta, and then turns to Caulifla and the others, much to the older Saiyans' concern. Resentful, Amaron tells Vegeta to watch. He will take the prince's henchman, just as Vegeta took his. Vegeta despairs, saying that he is Amaron's opponent. The enemy gloats over his condition, emphasizing that he cannot even move. King Sadala decided to act, shouting to all the warriors who can still fight the order for them to protect Sadala. The king also says that this will certainly be his last order. The Saiyan army hears the king's cry, and even in the face of such a desperate situation, they keep looks of determination on their faces. Sadala's soldiers stand guard, summoning whatever powers they still have left. Sadala tells the enemy that even at death's door, the Saiyans will continue fighting. This is the pride of their people that Amaron will never understand. Vegeta silently watches his comrades' act of bravery. Amaron thinks that's funny. He says it's an honor for him that they fight with everything they have and that he can't wait. Taking off against the army before him, Amaron says to start the dance again. Vegeta shouts for them to run away. Cabba respectfully refuses to obey his master, remembering that this is their home and they are not going anywhere. Vegeta insists, stating that this is not an enemy for them and they will all die. Cabba, in tears, says that if that's the case, Vegeta should get over it once and for all. Amaron finally makes his attack. In the blink of an eye, he comes face to face with Cabba before the young Saiyan can even react, staring at the young warrior closely with a penetrating gaze that, for a moment, paralyzes Cabba. Amaron prepares his scythe. Fennel screams for Cabba, and it is Leriak who acts first, removing Cabba from the direction of the attack while having one arm cut off and the other pierced by the enemy's scythe. Holding the scythe with his own arm, Leriak orders Caulifla to attack. She comes, with her energy accumulated in her fist to deliver what is probably the most powerful punch she can do at that moment against her opponent, which culminates in an explosion of power and impact. However, this blow appears to have been nothing to Amaron, who apparently withstood the attack without suffering any damage, and now frees his scythe from Leriak's arm, cleaving the Admiral's only remaining upper limb in two. Despite the excruciating pain he feels, the Admiral tries to maintain his focus. Cabba and Caulifla advance together, but are shocked when they see behind them a group of soldiers being torn apart by Amaron's scythe, who dodges Cabba's kick and counters with an elbow to his stomach. Then he prepares an attack with his scythe, intercepted by Caulifla, who fires a volley of energy balls at his arm, causing a curtain of dust to rise. Out of the dust emerges Admiral Ruba, who, despite his very serious previous injuries, comes to attack with complete fearlessness. Amaron is merciless, extending his hands while invoking his technique of destruction, with his Hakai turning several Saiyan soldiers into dust. Along with them, Admiral Ruba, who can do nothing. Everyone is shocked by that image, especially Vegeta and Cabba, the latter allowing himself to be overcome by fury and heading towards the enemy. Caulifla yells in tears for Cabba, while Amaron watches him with a predatory gaze. He extends his hand against the advancing Saiyan and once again uses his Hakai. Cabba acts quickly, cursing Amaron while throwing his armor to be destroyed in his place, and then getting the necessary opening to invade the enemy's guard with the most powerful punch he can throw. However, he forgets Amaron's scythe. Sadala shouts for Cabba to be careful, and only now does he seem to realize blood spurts. Cabba's neck is brutally pierced by Amaron's scythe, which in an atrocious attack pierces the boy's chest and back, taking the brave Saiyan's heart in his hand. Vegeta goes into shock. The same happens with Caulifla in tears. Amaron, on the other hand, doesn't hide his joy. Poor reckless Saiyan, he says. And this is how chapter 28 of Dragon Ball KAKUMEI ends. Guys, this chapter simply took my breath away. It is indescribable how the authors managed to convey, mainly through drawing, all the characters' feelings. In Dragon Ball Super, Cabba is a completely secondary character, who, to be honest, I think almost no one cares about. But here in Dragon Ball KAKUMEI, they managed to give this character a lot of dramatic weight, making him shine in a way that perhaps DBS will never be able to do. This demonstrates all the passion that these authors put into producing this story. It looks like Cabba is really going to die, as I don't see many conditions for him to be cured after an attack like that. And apparently, Admiral Ruba is gone too. Another character who appears to be on the death list is King Sadala, as in this chapter, he stated that he was giving the others his last order. With Cabba's death, many people are theorizing about the impact this could have on Vegeta, but perhaps the one most affected by this is King Sadala, to the point that he reaches a new peak of power after seeing one of his main subordinates killed in this way. This peak of power could lead him to make a final attack against Amaron, leading him to his death as well. Or it could also be that Caulifla shows something surprising, since Dragon Ball KAKUMEI this whole time has made a big point of showing a closer relationship between her and Cabba. Anyway, I'm certainly very excited to read the next chapter, and I would like you to comment now on what you think will happen next. Do you think Vegeta will freak out and defeat Amaron? Will Caulifla show a new transformation after becoming enraged? Will King Sadala make any decision and do anything special? Comment your theories. Leave a like on the video if you haven't done so yet, and subscribe to the channel to receive many more videos about Dragon Ball KAKUMEI and Dragon Ball in general. And don't forget to visit our Patreon to help us continue with the channel's projects, or send a super thanks. Your collaboration is very important to us. This video ends here. I'm very grateful to everyone who has stayed with me so far and helped us with a comment, a like, a subscription, or a donation. You are the true Saiyans and Hakaishans of this channel. Until the next time, goodbye.